everybody, and welcome back to ANIPOD Presents... Oh, God, the In-quyzz-ition! I almost fucked up the name of the show. It's been that long. Welcome to a weird episode. I'll explain when we get started here. But first of all, I'm Dippy the DM, and these are my lovely players, or at least most of them. Say hi, lovely players.
Hi.
Hey.
Who am I
Hi,
saying hi to?
MIA.
Hi. Hi, Mia. Hi, Mia, too.
Mia and Mia, too, are both here. As you can clearly
Mamma
see
mia.
from the... Here I go again. God damn it. my. So, as you can clearly see, we are missing 2 of our players today, but we've gone literal months without a game, so I vetoed us canceling.
He has chained me to my desk.
And he's not going
Help.
fucking anywhere. No, anyway. So, let's do this. Let me bring up some nice music for you here. Here we are.
What are we going to do about a recap?
If you want to know what happened last episode,
Tune in
you should
2 weeks
tune
from
in
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tune in 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Who needs
Is that
to
still
keep
too
things
loud?
in order?
Go visit the future and then come back.
Is that too loud for you guys?
I can't hear it.
I hear seagulls.
But is it too loud?
It's very quiet.
It's very
It's
quiet.
very quiet.
Yes. I hear it's like a seltzer. It's like the thought of seagulls.
How about now?
Oh, that's better. That's better.
I like that.
That might be
While
too
he's
loud for
doing
stream.
audio, I want to show off my new sticker. Make yourself a priority.
Aww. How cute.
Have you been doing that?
No.
Oh well.
You liar. All right.
We can see your mouse on Twitch.
What?
There's a mouse on Twitch. Get trapped.
We can see your mouse, your cursor
Kill
on
it.
Twitch.
Kill it dead.
Send me in there.
Why? How? In what way?
I don't know. We can see it. Like right now, you're hovered over your own Zoom box.
Oh my God! Wait, what?
Oh, that's awesome.
Now you're on me. Stop that.
Filling up the Mia, one of the 2 Mias.
All right, stop it.
Yeah.
That's not.
Okay.
That's not the content we
So
provide
apparently
here.
apparently Zoom changed. Apparently Streamlabs changed how it captures Zoom now too. That's cool, I guess. Anyway, welcome to episode 57. Now you may ask yourself, episode 57.
57.
I hardly know her. But the episode before this was 55.
57. God damn.
But the episode before this was 55, and after you did that, it was a talkback. So why did you skip an episode? Is the talkback one of the episodes? No, you dipshit. No, I'm being very disrespectful. My apologies.
Violence. We all woke up and chose violence today. Sorry, chat.
Yeah, we did.
So, here's what's going to happen. Because we are missing 2, threatening on missing 3 of our people. And those 2 people that we are missing are very important to the events of what would be the next episode, which is fighting a bunch of shadows in a watchtower. But because they're not here, we can't do that. So instead, we're fast-forwarding to the next canonical episode and splitting it into 2 parts. Because next week, those 2 players and basically nobody else will be available, and we can do their part for you next week. So it kind of is like a one-shot, like Dono described, for the people that are there. I'll explain it to them when they get there. So, what you are going to see transpires after the events of the next canonical episode from where you left off, but will be canonical by the time we record that episode 2 weeks from now. Or whenever that episode is recorded. Because we're tired of not playing this game. And we're getting back to it in style. With a nice, calm episode. In the next town that they're going to land in at the end of episode 56. Because that's where the episode probably would have ended regardless. And
Yes.
is going to end now that we are doing this. So... we are going to start the stream with talking about tabletopaudio.com, the #1 audio source for your tabletop role-playing games. You have background music and sound effects available at your fingertips on your computer or your smartphone for all of your games, online or in person. They have merch from a merch store. They have a Patreon that you can unlock longer versions of tracks. They have smart home capability, meaning you can access your tabletop audio archives through your smart devices like Alexa and Google Home. And they have so much more. They come out with new audio basically every week in all kinds of genres, for like sci-fi, fantasy, space, and like medieval and everything in between. So go to tabletopaudio.com, and all that you have to do if you use them online for a game like this is give them a shout. So thank you, Tabletop Audio, for being the music to our ears. Second of all, a couple of the UI elements have been changed. I've made the text a little bolder and a little more colorful so you can read it. So that should hopefully be a little accessibility change and a style change for those of you who were wondering about that. Yes, Dono, I literally just said that. Did you update the layout? It looks nice. Yes. Thank you for reading my mind after I said it. This is a nice change, and it should be the look of the show going forward. It's not too different, but it's good enough.
Gets the job done.
It does the job very well. Yes. It also looks a little bit more like the In-quyzz-ition font in the logo mark over there, which I really liked because I made it and I have no other use for it. Message said right before, but chat is delayed. Oh, how much of a delay is there? I don't like that. Okay, so anyway,
check the Zoom chat real quick. I had a suggestion for Fantasy's circumstances with internet.
I will make sure that happens.
Okay, sick. Run it.
All right.
Run it.
So for this episode today, other than Tabletop Audio, what else is there? Any other sponsors, partners? We do the recap at the end. I'll do the spiel. Or not the recap, the schedule coming up at the end. So I'll do the spiel. That means going here, here, here. Give us a follow if you like what you see. Give us a subscription if you're feeling generous. A Prime subscription gives us the money and you the ad-free experience at no cost to you with an Amazon Prime account. Give us a subscription on the YouTube channel to keep up with the VODs of all of our shows, past, present, and future. Follow the link tree in the description of both the VOD and the Twitch to see all of our other fun stuff, like the Instagram to see updates when we go live, clips edited by Brett, and memes made by Dono. You can go check out the newly updated merch store, which has fun new items for you, as well as a couple of our old favorites. So go check those out there. And the fan Discord, where you can interact with us and with all of your fellow ANIPOD fans anytime you like. We have questions of the day on there. We have a couple of other fun things that happen on there. So go check that out at your leisure.
No,
as
right
always, yeah, woo! As always, we support. No, I closed the spiel. I need to bring it up again. There it is. As always, we appreciate anything you do to support the channel and support what we do here, but do what you can, not what you must. Your financial security and your livelihood are more important than our entertainment of it. Even though we like everything that you do, we like what you do without spending out of pocket even more. Following and subscribing on YouTube are free. Interacting in the chat or in the comments of the VOD are also completely free and very helpful. Sharing the channel with your friends and family and getting more people involved in what we're doing here is the best thing you could do, and that doesn't take anything out of your pocket. So thank you so much for watching and for supporting what we do. And with that, let's get right back into the In-quyzz-ition. As for a recap, tune in 2 weeks from now, because today we're gonna pick up in the town of, I already forgot, Krey'l.
With apostrophe.
Krey''L. The only it's flipped. It's backwards.
Is it?
Oh no.
Yep, it's backwards.
Oh, see, the other one was flipped on my end, so I flipped this one. All right.
Yeah, that's your camera flipping in zoom so that it looks like a mirror to you rather than a feed.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I should probably turn that off. I probably look weird to people.
No.
Oh, well.
That's only client side. Only you do that. But when it's client side, which means that Dadley saw himself flipped. But now it's flipped for everybody else. Because it's a mirror. So, anyway, we begin today in the town of Krey'l. As you have not experienced Krey'l yet, now is my time to describe it. And we'll foreshadow it when the time comes. This is a nice little dockyard town. It's more of a dockyard town than a lot of other towns you've come across so far. A lot of towns that you've been to have had a dock or a shipyard or like just a port of call for ships to just tie off and then you can do whatever you need to do in the town. This is like proper dockyard. There are large ships here who have traveled long distances to give supplies to the deeper parts of this inland structure thanks to the river. The river is, after all, big enough for larger ships of this capacity to travel this far. And the Krey'l being centralized within this region of the land that you are in, In-quyzz, helps with shipping out to other ports and other places when it is needed. So, there are not a lot of consumer areas in this town, but the people of this town are always looking for help with work or otherwise. There are a lot of odd jobs, and there are the occasional shop, including some from a list that has long since passed and may or may not show up because they need to start showing up. So what we're gonna do here is the party has split into two groups. One which is Sundial and Burke. And they have already gone off to start doing something in this town. Who knows what that is? Tune in next week for 57B to find out what that is. But today, we pick up with 57A. Zog, Allie, Quinlan, Willow. You are all standing on the dockside of Krey'l Port. And you can see a large, container ship. You've seen container ships in real life. Imagine, one half the size, but still as impressive. It is designed to carry a lot of cargo a long way. And it has a magical gem engine, a very powerful magical gem engine to boot. This is being called the SS Starside, as you see scribed across her bow. And it is a long-distance container ferry. Not really room for people other than her crew, but it is currently in dry dock. It is being repaired. It is being maintained. And there are parts of it that are being repainted. You can see a lot of people in dry dock working on this ship. And there is a sign posted on the dockside where you're standing for always looking for odd job help, resurfacing, maintaining, and painting ships. Will pay 20 gold per hour.
That's good money. Zog looks at it and then goes, "We can ignore that."
Ignores
sign.
the entire plot.
Hey, Allie, what are you gonna do with the 1,000 platinum you found in that cabin we were at?
God fucking damn you!
As I'm looking at the fiddle that I finally figured out all the spells to in the last fight.
Now that one I can work with. You're not getting 1,000 platinum. Okay.
Please, I can send a whole
Let me make
book.
something perfectly clear. The only canon events, plural, that I have accepted so far is that Allie has learned their fiddle and that Willow is being affected by a very strange spell. A spell that went off sometime during the fight that came from a magic they did not know where. And it's still taking its time to wear off because no one has had a dispel magic or a thing to help them yet, and Dono probably has a dispel magic. We're gonna ignore that for now.
He got knocked out
Zog
by a
has
fight,
a
help.
We're also going to ignore
Greater Restoration doesn't help.
Restoration.
Greater Restoration
Okay.
doesn't help.
Well, I was gonna
Okay.
say Zog. So long ago, we established that Zog is refusing to sleep until he feels the boat is safe again. So all of his greater restorations are being used on himself to keep himself from exhaustion.
Well, last
I
night,
like that.
and
I was
again,
up
this
all
is
night.
yeah. Okay, so greater restoration takes away 1 point of
8.
exhaustion per cast, right?
Yes.
If you have been awake since then, oh God, Zog, you're not
This
gonna
would
make me
be.
do this.
This is 24 hours after the fight. We slept. We traveled. So this is like 18 hours after the fight. So I've been awake for like 20.
Yeah, but if you've been awake this whole time,
hours.
you have to mark off all your combat spells. I'm gonna say this: last night is
Zog
the
not
first.
Yeah.
Zog is what? Sorry.
Zog is probably not entering the combat, at least against like really hairy. It's shadows. They'll be fine. I'm looking at the boat.
We'll get to that when the episode goes off.
Yeah.
For now, operate under the assumption that you may or may not have cast 1 or 2 spells. So just
Okay.
mark off the slots. Mark off.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what spells you used. Mark off 1 slot of each level, just to keep it balanced. If
Okay.
you have been awake, you have not slept. Also, what level is Greater Restoration and how many slots do you have for it?
5th and 2.
Mark off both of those because you would have
Yep.
used both of those to keep yourself awake.
Yes.
So you don't have 5th level slots for this. You also
Yes.
are missing 1 slot of each other level to keep it fair for now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good with that.
You're it's fine. So
I established
I
that
need to calm
so
down.
long ago.
You did establish that, yeah. It's so long ago was last episode, the last canonical episode. So you are now dockside. You,
Yes.
Zog, although you are not as experiencing levels of exhaustion, are
I'm exhausted.
fucking tired. Your
Yeah.
body, you are not feeling the magical ill effects, but your body is racked with
Yeah.
like aches and pains. Like you're not down any health. I mean, you also healed. Mark off another 2nd level slot. You also healed
What did I heal?
with whatever, like from the fight.
Oh, all right, sure.
You would have healed either yourself or somebody.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Bless you.
There you go.
Your body is feeling a lot of aches and pains, but no health out of your health pool as of right now.
Yeah.
So
It feels like old age.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you just hurt for no reason.
So circling back, Willow, Brett redeemed a hydrate and a stretch. I need to go get water. For God's sake.
Water.
Coffee is made with water.
Yeah, but coffee is also a diuretic.
What did you call me?
Wow. Can't believe it. We're name calling now?
Posture check.
Oh, well, my spine hates me, so why?
Does
Little
it count if I bend my spine in the wrong direction?
A diuretic.
I mean, does it feel good?
A diuretic is a liquid that encourages you to pee.
Oh,
so.
I know, yeah. I mean, all liquid encourages you to pee. It has to go somewhere. I'm not wrong. Are you gonna sit there and you're gonna look at me and say that I'm wrong?
You're gonna tell me I'm wrong? No, Deadly. That was just so funny because I didn't think of that until you said it. Yeah, like, hey, you know what? I got you, bud. Okay, so Willow, circling back, your magic that is still kind of affecting you in a way that Greater Restoration can't restore because he doesn't have access to it, is that you're feeling the effects of the silence spell, but only on and within yourself. Normally you can hear yourself breathing. You can't. That's a very strange sensation for you. And you're still trying to figure out if it's going to wear off, if what you need to do to fix it. So, until further notice, TM, aka until you get your internet fixed, this spell will affect you. It's in a profound way.
I feel the need to stress that I have self-control, and I'm texting Dippy a joke that I can't say for stream. I just wanted everyone to notice his face. I'll send it to everybody, but it's gross. I just wanted the moment for Dippy, for everyone to sit and look at Dippy's face.
That is fucking great. Oh my god.
Not for Twitch. Anyway, you guys want to go be dock hands?
Well, that's not all that's available to you.
Okay.
Because I was still circling back to describing the town a little bit more.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
Yep.
Apologies for the rigmarole. So, going back to the town for a second, you see the sign for the, always looking for spare dock hands, will pay 20 gold an hour. But taking a look over the rest of the town that you can see, it actually kind of climbs up a hill. Whether that hill was there before or not is actually questionable, because there is a lot of naturally accumulated garbage on the side of this hill, which makes you wonder whether or not that hill is entirely made of compacted garbage, or if the people around here are just really, really lazy. As you can kind of see, like, a couple of buildings shooting up on either side of a main road that goes up this hill. You can see a sign kind of dangling off of one of the taller standing buildings called the Baleen Inn. And it looks like the
Does it lean over the bay?
A little bit, yeah. Like, it's...
Baleen.
The sign looks like a whale, and the words are written inside of its mouth. Baleen. B-A-L-E-E-N. Baleen.
It leans over the bay.
Yeah, I got that. But I was finishing my description.
Sorry. I'll mute myself.
I'm good. So, I was trying to make a loud, obvious noise for stream, and it turned into me hurting myself.
It was a loud, obvious noise, though.
It was, especially when you fucking coughed.
Yeah. So, the Baleen Inn is available to you. There was also a very strange looking, like, every other building in this place is kind of like wood, ramshackle, like, housing and building, pretty standard fare. There is a very large obelisk-like structure, but you look to the top of it and see that it has windows. Kind of like how the Washington Monument is a large obelisk with windows at the top. Like, something very similar to that here. And, you don't know what the fuck is up with that. Because you didn't learn about it until just now. Like, you looked over and like, oh, there it is. Like,
Guys, you ever notice that obelisk has windows at the top of it?
No. I just noticed that. Literally just now.
Just now. I feel like I just learned
That's so
this.
strange, because, like, I'm pretty
Yeah.
perceptive, and I feel like I would have seen it while we were driving up, considering how large that obelisk
which is a point that needs to be made. It is also on top of a hill. So, like, it's weird that you didn't see it until today.
We should go take a look at that thing.
Willow, did you notice? Oh,
Right.
right.
Willow can still hear us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very sparingly.
The obelisk? Do you know what's up with that?
Obelisk. The tormentor.
I think she...
This is house.
Yeah.
Obelisk
That's
is, like,
shelter.
longer, like this more.
There you go. That's obelisk,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, so it's circumcised. I'll stop. I promise. I'll stop.
Are
we
you?
We all came in with the
Best
weirdest fucking
episode.
energy.
It's been, I think, 2 months since we've
yeah.
played this game.
It's been since the
We are
23rd. It's been since the
really-
23rd.
This would be Quinlan completely, just immediately as you said that. What is circumcision?
Allie just learned something about.
Zog puts a hand on Quinlan's shoulder, and they're like, "It's when they take a part of you, buddy. They took it away from me."
Always Sunny in Philadelphia intro screen. Quinlan and the gang learn about circumcision.
The gang
Allie
gets
immediately is-
circumcised.
Quinlan and the gang gets circumcised. By the way, this is an adult channel with adult themes. We didn't do that disclaimer at the beginning.
Quinlan, it's just a weird humanoid tradition, but like, Tabaxis don't follow it because we've got like a whole different thing going on down there. So
Yeah, it's very different once when you
if you didn't know, cats have spikes, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't make me
Like,
Google
that's
cat penis right now.
Make sure that's not a different creature. Hold on.
There's no way. There's no way.
Turns out
Yes, they
dwarves
have
are a lot like
barbed
ducks.
spikes.
All right, well, I want to go take a look at that obelisk. Does
yeah, you
maybe
have-
4 out of the 6 of the crew want to come join me?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Oh, by the way, Sundial and
Lost
Burke.
cat, Burke.
Yeah. Sundial and Burke are not in your presence. They have already left. They left earlier this morning.
Yes.
So the only people who are around in your group are the people who are present. At least for now.
I'm down to go see the
Excuse me.
obelisk.
I am so sorry.
Oh, Stealthy Chaos gave us a hydrate.
Stealthy.
Another one.
Good to see you.
Stealthy, you want to be summoned?
On the way.
I pull out my trap card.
No.
No.
I wonder if Mavrin would be curious about the practices of. Anyway,
Circumcision.
Jesus.
I'm
Can
black
we
Mavrin.
name can we name it the episode? No. Anyway.
I'm putting that on the next talk
Forced bottom
episode. Does
surgery.
Mavrin know what circumcision is?
Okay.
On the
Anyway.
talkback. The next talkback.
Put it in my pocket. For
General question in the next talkback. Does your character know what circumcision is? And if they do, have they gone through that process if they are eligible to? Like,
What's terrible is for Crossroads I made it circumcision come up in the talkback.
yeah?
So this is a recurring theme for you.
Yeah, it is.
Do you want to talk
Alright.
about it?
What?
We can
no,
talk
wait,
about this
no,
later if you need to.
Later for the
Alright.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frozen came
All
back
right.
at the worst part.
While
Unhinged.
Zog is on a little mission.
We're 40 minutes into this episode, guys.
We're doing great.
We're doing great.
We're on the boat
So
looking at an obelisk. Zog, on the way to the obelisk, would like to find if there is a map store. I know you said there wasn't a lot of stores, but most port cities have some sort of map store.
Okay.
It's okay if they don't.
Cartographer's office or shop.
Yeah, like a cartographer's vibe.
Yeah, no, you would absolutely come across a cartographer's office here. You are 100% right. If that's what you want to do, we'll start there. Let me just pull up the fantasy name generator.
Emily. Their name is Emily. No, I'm just teasing. Fantasy name generator. I said no, their name is Emily.
You're funny.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what do we expect out of Dadly? I mean, it's right there. Dad jokes are gonna be a
100.
thing.
Yeah. And nothing else. Freaks. No.
Okay.
Not you, Reese. Just everybody
So,
else.
you all make your way over. You kind of actually. Let's make this an in-character interaction. You ask about, like, you're wondering about a map store, but you haven't externalized it yet. Or not a map store, a cartographer's office.
Anybody who's like outside, that's the first person I see when I leave.
Plenty of wandering dock hands. The first one that you see is kind of like a looks like a pretty standard human, except when they turn their head, like this half of their face, like perfectly mirror split down the middle, is like kind of like see-through.
Oh.
Kind of like just translucent enough that you can make out the outline of their teeth, their tongue. Well, not their tongue, but when they talk. Their nasal cavity, their skin muscles, their eyeball kind of floating in their skull. You can only see it on the face because he is covered up a lot of the rest of the way. Like you can, he's scarfed and coated and like long panted, gloved, like and wearing like a dockyard helmet. And he looks at you and is like,
Oh, you okay? You?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. I didn't mean to startle you. I just...
Interesting.
Forget about it.
Okay.
What are you after?
I'm just looking for like a cartographer shop.
Oh, you want to go see Kennedy then?
Kennedy?
Roosevelt?
Roosevelt? Excuse me?
Kennedy Roosevelt.
Yeah, Kennedy Roosevelt. He's a...
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Can I know this man or woman? Can I know this person?
Are you going to use your one I know a guy? No, you already used your one I know a guy, so
but
no.
I know a lot of rumors. I used to be in the rumor mills a lot. Are they like a famous cartographer?
This was purely a lucky guess.
Amazing.
All right. Can you
name that has bounced around in your vernacular before that you had not met up until you were about to. Their name and reputation doesn't precede them, but like again, rumor mill. Yeah, you're gonna want to go see Kennedy Roosevelt if you need an updated map. Like that guy, he like works around the clock, man. Like
perfect, exactly who I'm looking for.
Yeah, now I gotta get back to it. So, and he turns and continues walking the direction he was, and you only see the see-through part of his face.
Yes.
And it's weird. It's like looking into a cave because the other side is opaque, so... Yeah.
All right.
It's a strange thing.
I turn to the party, I'm like, do you guys mind if I stop by the map shop before we go check out the obelisk with windows on top?
Let us progress.
Let's go. I've heard
You
some
keep
things
saying
about
obelisk
this.
with windows on top. Eventually, one of the people passing by is going to be like, what? And it's just... I don't know.
How else would...
They don't know about the temple?
Well, it's not. It's clearly an obelisk. Temples aren't shaped like that.
Temples can be shaped like anything. Worship
Temples to goddesses of the sky are... And, like, continues without another word.
Monk's monastery.
If you want to learn more,
heights like that.
make a religion check.
I will gladly make a religion check.
Religion.
A lot of those are made in this campaign, weirdly.
I got a 5.
A 5.
I got an 11 because I rolled a 3.
11, huh?
11. Jesus, Quinlan.
Nat 20.
Wow.
Wow.
For a total of 26.
Golly.
Emily can't find dice.
I mean, I guess that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you are an air genasi, right? And you are also a monk, so you would probably know a temple that belongs to a sky deity.
Mm-hmm.
We love it when dice rolls make sense for character plot.
Right?
I love it more when it makes 0 sense.
And I mean, I could
funnily
be
enough,
a jerk and keep the info to myself.
I've done that before.
So funnily enough,
I know you have.
I like to like share information, right? Unless it's relevant at the moment.
Quinlan got a natural 20. What did others get? Sorry. 5.
11.
11. And fantasy is just fantasy right now. With a natural 20, Quinlan.
Yes,
Goddess of the sky is a little strange. You know that Talos is the god of storms, and that's a lot to do with the sky. And you know that Selûne is the goddess of the moon.
Oh, we got Stealthy sent us a bunch that we didn't look. Stretch, posture check.
Thank you.
No, bend your back backwards again.
I'm getting to it. Hold on.
Don't do it if it hurts. It kind of scares me, I can't lie.
I'm making direct eye contact with the camera while I stretch. This is for you.
From what you can gather, this you can only posit that this would come down to one of three deities. Selûne, goddess of the moon, a monitor, a name that has not been heard in centuries, goddess of one who used to be the deity of the sun, or what words? Sylvanas, the goddess of wild nature, because her domain would extend to everything else in the sky. And the name of Monitor is very strange. Exactly. A Monitor used to be worshipped like one of the prime deities all over the world. Ever since then, other deities have risen up to be more prime deities in your current time, and a Monitor has fallen to the wayside. Partially because they were a very strict deity, and the new order of gods is a little more loosey-goosey than that. Amonador has no relation to Talos that you can think of.
Okay. Do I see anywhere in town around me as we're progressing, just like a strict priest, a very like stick-up bum, like rigid, angry looking nuns and priests and stuff? Or a symbol of a Monitor anywhere?
Okay. Looking at the wiki again, I realize that the three you would have narrowed it down to replace Sylvanas with Lathander, the new god of the sun, the god also known as the morning light. So Selûne, Lathander, and Monitor are all candidates here still, but looking around for a priestly type, make a perception check.
Okay. Wish me luck.
This is kind of as you're walking and talking towards
12.
Kennedy Roosevelt's office. 12. Looking around, there aren't any, like, outwardly, openly priestly types, but you do see a couple of people wearing a symbol of Lathander. The circle, which encases a semicircle with rays spanning out of it.
Okay.
So there are, it looks like there are a couple of practicing Lathanderians, the Lathanderians, here. Also known as the Morning Lord, the Inspiration's Dawn, Bringer of the Dawn. So, Lathanderian, I was right the first time. There are a couple of practicing Lathanderians here.
Lathanderans, Lutheran, same thing.
Lathanderites. Either works. Do you stop any of them?
No.
Okay.
That gives me a good inclination that it's not going to be a temple for a Monitor. Just kind of wanted to avoid that one.
Yeah. A Monitor is only worshipped amongst the oldest people in this land who haven't taken to the change in the deities. And that change happened a long time ago. Rave 4 D&D, thank you for the follow. We appreciate that.
Hey, thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in.
Everybody, what happened? Did we get a raid? I don't know, did we?
Wow.
I think that's what I just heard.
No, that was a follow.
Oh, it was a follow. Well, one way or the other, welcome in. We're happy to have you. So yeah, as you're continuing to walk, you eventually reach a small standalone kind of shack. On the outside are just plain block letters: Kennedy Roosevelt, comma, professional cartographer. Or sorry. Naval cartographer.
Okay.
I've heard some rumors about this person.
Oh.
They're really, really good at map making, but they don't make maps for everybody. Only people they find interesting. So.
Well, thank God.
Is that okay, Dippy? I kind of just threw that. Is that fine? Okay.
Thank God I'm.
Power of the rumor mill.
They've been known to turn people away if they're not curious enough, I guess.
It's actually, yeah. It's actually helping me come up with a character in my head, too. By the way, feel free to have player to DM license. I will let you know if it's too much. Like,
okay.
I feel like that's something that I've silently discouraged the entire time I've been running this game, and that's not my goal at all. Like,
I just worry that you already have a plan, and then I'm gonna mess up the plan.
You think I have a plan?
That's why I was like, we didn't plan. I know you don't have a plan for this session because we made the plan like 30 minutes before we started.
That's my secret. I never have a plan.
I was just about to say that.
But if we're not
Yeah.
interesting enough,
Feel free
we'll
to
just
have
be turned
more
away at the door.
Player DM license.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not
No,
interested enough, turn away at the door.
I am a cleric of a god that openly kills people. You're a cat that tells the future, a walking storm, and a fairy. I think we're gonna be safe with the interesting dude. And Zog just walks right in. No worry at all.
Right behind you.
You hear the door, you hear the entrance bell, and you start to take a step forward, and then you realize you're taking a step forward and down. Like, you are immediately walking downstairs as you take a step forward. You like lose your balance for a second, like whoa, whoa, and you like look down and realize that these stairs descend very steeply, deeper and deeper into the ground, like to the point where you are almost looking down into a well that you are walking down into. And the facade of the house on top stands as the original location of the foundation and the original walls. But as this goes deeper and deeper, you see more and more parchments and maps and like scrawled writings, like pinned and posted into either the raw earth or the wood that keeps that raw earth from tumbling into the hole that has been dug here. As you see a sharp turn in the stairs to go down through a cutting in one wall, and then another turn through and stairs going down a cutting in another wall, landing on a floor that is at least 30 feet below you.
Oh shit.
When you took that first couple of steps, you like stop yourself like just at the edge of this 30-foot deep hole. And looking down into it, you see, like, there are a couple of layers that are just, like, gangplanks and catwalks around the inner diameter of the hole. Which are places where he stopped before, or where this hole stopped before, but he has since kept digging. And way down at the bottom, you see a speck of a human and a lamplight by which they are working. Make a perception check on the walls.
Okay.
And the scrolls.
Okay, that's
I got
good.
a 30.
Perception. That's not as. I'm pretty damn close.
You got an 18
No, for real,
plus
did you?
12.
I got an 18 plus 9.
My perception is a plus 12. My passive is 27.
Okay,
so,
30. Zog,
27.
you got a 27. 5.
Let's see, what did you get?
5?
4. No. Fantasy, what did you get? Or they were just, like, you were just adjusting your hair. Did you roll a perception check, Fantasy? No? Okay. It's just...
I'm throwing it in the chat.
Okay.
I like that you keep saying, "Do you want to?" and not do it.
No, I'm trying to be. I mean,
It's nice.
individual. What's the word?
Individual license?
Yes. 15 plus 7.
22. Not bad.
Yeah.
So,
high rollers.
everyone except Quinlan, kind of looking at the walls, you see, like, a lot of these charts and maps are the same chart and map, but this one is a lot less detailed. And then you start walking down, and you look and you see, like, very distinctly the same, like, river and the crook in the river that you passed, and, like, this is the same map, but with a lot more detail. And then even further down, the same map with a lot more detail in it. Down to like, it seems like he's illustrated individual trees because they are like landmarks on this map. Like, this land has been uninhabited or trashy for a very long time. Like, trees, any foliage he comes across, he marks. And there are, like, markings for, like, mine shafts and, like, a couple of little X's with, you assume, are, like, treasure hoards or, like, little stashes. But then on the next version of that map, that X is not there anymore, presumably because that treasure was taken or something like that. And then at the deepest level, you see, scrolled along one wall, the largest version of this map with the most details on it. Right down to, you can point at where you are in the town down to the 5-foot square. And this map scrolls like all the way along the breadth of this wall. And you can see him with with an illustrator's brush and the little hand crook that the illustrators use to keep their hands off of a work like this.
Yep.
And you can see a little monocle, like a monocular, like, magnifier, and you can see him just tongue out, just like kind of working on one little brush-stroked tree and building at a time, like little individual lines, very meticulous. And without looking away from his work, he kind of pipes up. It seems as if I have some company.
Yeah, I was looking for a map shop and you came recommended.
Highly recommended.
And he, like, kind of, like, leans his head down a little bit, looks back up, kind of, like, glances for a second. He lost his place. He puts his brush and his crook down on a table next to him, and he goes, and he stands, and From being hunched over to standing, he grew like 5 feet because he was down really low. He is matching like your height, Allie.
Oh.
And you can see up on the on the highest parts of this map, the detail is just as intricate because he's tall enough to reach it. And he kind of like turns to you, looks down at and eye to eye with, down at some of you and eye to eye with the rest of you, and he goes, "A recommendation does come at a high price for one's privacy. What may I do for you?" And with that, we're gonna take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Hello and welcome back. So, if you're just joining us, the party is now in the presence of a Mr. Kennedy Roosevelt, a, highly recommended famous cartographer of the region. And he has, I'll pick up where I left off. a recommendation does come at the cost of one's privacy. So, what can I do for you fine people today? You look awful, man. Wow.
I know.
You really look like you could use a cot. I have one. Do you need?
I'm good for now. I appreciate it. I'm good for now. I'm good. I'm good.
Couldn't help but notice your arm as well. That's rather detailed script. And he kind of looks down with his like monocular. You can see his monocular thing that it looks like he's zooming in to his picture with is implanted in his skull. It doesn't instead of like being a tool that's like on him, and you can see that it's kind of like moving in and out on its own. He's not adjusting it. And he kind of looks at your arm and it like zooms and he reads it and it's just like curious collection of double characters and not much else though. What's the deal here?
It's the initials of everyone I ferried on my ship.
Ah, so you're a ferryman.
Yes, and I reach out my hand. I'm like Zog Ferryman.
Ferryman isn't literally your name, is it?
No, Zog Rankum. Some people call me Ferryman.
Ah, well, the pleasure is indeed mine, Mr. Ferryman.
I have traveled a lot. We're going somewhere I haven't been yet. We're going to a place called Portland.
Ah, Portland. Fine country down there. If you do go down there, I do recommend Beer's Fish and Chips. It's quite well. It's some of the best fish and some of the best fried chips you'll ever have.
I appreciate that. I was actually hoping you might have a map of it here.
Ah, well. Let's see if I can dig into the repository here. And he just like opens a like what looks like a filing cabinet style drawer, and he pulls and it keeps coming and it keeps coming and it keeps coming and it keeps coming, and it like stretches across the width of the. You notice that at the top of this hole, the hole was like as wide as the building, right? Looking up now, the hole has narrowed. So this hole is like, it's gone from like a 50-foot wide space to like a 20-foot wide space. You're still comfortable, but you're packed in a little closer than you were up top.
Yeah.
And he like, kind of like, rank and file searches through this drawer, just like, looks, and just, put it under L, not B. How silly of me. As he whips out a little parchment, an unfolded parchment, but you can see crease lines where it folds. And he looks at it and he's like, one of my finer pieces, because I have visited more often than some of my other locales. And he turns it around. This looks like someone took a photograph from a bird's eye view of the city. It is gorgeous, like aesthetically and like very coherently detailed. As he shows it to you, and like full color too. You can see like and this is a weird experience because the view from above isn't something that you've gotten too often, but the view from directly above looks like speckled polka dotted recycled paper. Like there are oranges and whites and silvers and blues and greens and pinks and all kinds of leftover scrap combining together into a terrain texture. Looks like have you ever seen recycled rubber material with all the different colors that are kind of mixed into it when you cut through it with a knife?
Yes.
Imagine that, but you're looking down on it.
Okay.
Or you ever sawed into the side of a refuse cube, a compacted refuse cube, and all of the different textures and colors that you get out of that. Same experience.
Yeah. What a phenomenal map. You made this yourself?
Painstakingly so. As he like folds it up the way it needs to be folded. It actually folds when he takes one corner in one hand and another corner in another hand and brings it together, and it folds into a perfect square about the size of a coaster. A real map folding technique invented by a Japanese scientist. Look it up. And he
Really? Okay.
folds it up into a square the size of a coaster. And the cover is the same corner that has the name of the map on it. So, Portland and surroundings.
Perfect. I appreciate someone who takes love in their craft, and I can see you do. Would you be up for a trade? And Zog starts pulling out the map he made of the rivers of hell.
His eyes twinkle as you say this, and he's like, I'm always looking for more fun maps. What do you have for me?
Portland may have escaped my reach for now, but I recently have come back from one of my more unique trips. And I start showing it. I'm like, I was recently in, what layer of hell were we in? Dis. Recently, I, unwillingly, but made the best of it, had a trip to Dis, which is one of the layers of hell. And I have this waterways map of the river that we walked.
And he, like, looks down at it, and his ocular implant, like, zooms again, just like... just kind of perusing over this copy that you've made. It's a pretty good copy. Like, you missed like a couple of minor details, but it's a good visual guide and copy of what you made while you were down there. And the little like bends and curves and the path that you walked are illustrated very well on it, including the towns that you entered and entering into the circle of like the main area where the Iron Throne and the Iron City was. The surrounding area is done, at least the parts you walked. And he looks at it and he goes, not to glaze over the fact that you escaped from him, but why make a map of it?
I'm gonna give you the most honest answer, which is I found it calming. I didn't want to be there, and I needed something to focus on.
Well, that's about as good an answer as I could have expected. And he, like, picks it up and he, like, looks at it a little more, and he's like, I have had some charts from other planes, exchanged for other maps and services of mine before. This is a new one. I've purchased maps from the Ethereum Bay before. I have had my travels. I'm sure that you went there. If you were there.
It was very lovely, yes.
And some of the charts that I've gained from there had the top layer, the first layer of hell. Because it's the most plentiful. It's the one where the blood war's being fought. It's very, violent and aggressive, and a lot of people make maps of it for that reason. This is one that I've not yet had the pleasure of seeing. It is very secretive. A lot of bureaucracy going on that layer.
Yes, I would much rather deal with the heat again than all the bureaucracy, if I'm being honest.
So, given the scarcity and the quality that you have displayed here, I am willing to part with this copy of of Portland, one of my finer pieces, but I am willing to set it aside. I wonder if you want anything else. This feels like an opportunity, like...
I am gonna be honest. What I would want more than anything... Oh, yes,
we would
Allie.
love if you had a map of Platinum Peaks area. Allie, like, is hesitantly barging into this.
And he,
Because
like...
they're worried Zog is gonna, like, turn down an extra map.
And he looks over
I
at...
was about to.
And he looks over at you, Allie, and is like...
Sorry for interrupting.
No, perfectly fine. Let me think. And he, like, turns, looks kind of through, rifles through again. pulls one out. I do have this, and he hands you a topographic map. Now, are you familiar with how a topographic map looks?
Yeah, it just shows height maps, right? It's
Yes,
not like...
it is lines that, when they converge, show the steepness. The closer that two lines are, the steeper a region is, the farther apart they are, the shallower or the slower the slope goes up. It is a little harder to read than a political map, but
But
you...
it would be useful for, like, planning a trip up the mountain
Indeed.
to try to figure out the best route.
And he goes, I
I think
acquired
we were gonna
this...
do that, I don't know.
I acquired this map from an expeditionary friend of mine. He was traversing it not in an attempt to gather resources from it, but in an attempt to contact somebody who lives upon it. They did return, but they were a very different person when they gave this chart to me. You'll notice at the very peak of Platinum Pike, there isn't too much detail. It seems to taper off about at the 10, 11, 12,000 foot mark. It's rather mysterious. It won't help you much further than there, but if you are planning to traverse it, and your group certainly seems like the type that could, this will help you most of the way, I'm sure.
Yeah, would you mind if I asked the name of that friend of yours?
Oh, forgive me, my memory has a lapse.
That's fair.
Fuck.
Take your time. I'm also looking for someone at the top of those peaks, and I'm curious if we're running in the same circles, your friend and I.
Ripley, of course, Ripley.
They...
Ripley Chandlers. It's very... Ripley Chandlers. Fuck, I can't say it. Ripley Chandlers. Ripley Chandlers, yes. He has successfully climbed several of the highest peaks here, and overseas as well. But the Platinum Pike was the last one that he climbed. I do admit, you mentioning that you're trying to meet someone on the Platinum Pike does concern me a little, but it is none of my personal concern as to ask, so I will leave it at that. However, I would advise against it. Mr. Chandler's, he was so vivacious before, so full of the joie de vivre that fills an explorer so. And ever since he came back down off of that mountain, he hasn't really expressed that anymore. Feels more like a husk of himself. He might be in town. You might be able to catch him at the Baleen. This is, of course, his home, but he, is going off on adventures sometimes, but he hasn't told me about any of his most recent ones.
Thanks. I might check in with him.
Not to worry.
I appreciate it.
Well then, 2 charts for one of a high scarcity and rarity. I believe a deal has been reached, my good sir. And he extends a hand.
Yeah. I'd very firm handshake again. And you'll probably be seeing from me again. I really like it in here.
Well, you might have to travel a couple more feet down next time. I can never find a place to store all of my finest work in its most pristine condition.
Nothing wrong with chasing perfection.
And he kind of looks up to the wall behind him of which he was previously working, and you can see it really is astounding God damn it. Give me 1 second. Guess what? You're banned, buddy. You're banned. Okay, there we go.
I feel like this is why Dippy streams more than anything. He loves banning people.
What happened? You don't have to tell me. I'm not in the chat, so I can't see it. Just people being people.
Bot.
Oh.
Yeah.
People not being people.
Yeah.
Best views.
Not a person being not a person.
Yeah.
Valid.
So, anyway.
And I hate people who
Where was
dabble
I?
as
Oh, yeah.
people. On people who dabble as people. There we go.
There you go. Anyway, looking up at the map behind him, it truly is awe-inspiring, the level of detail that has gone into this map that he is working on. Like, down to, like, where your map of Portland has a good bird's eye view and buildings and roads and, like, really good detail. You take that scale down just about, like, you take about half of that scale and apply it to the immediate continental surroundings of all of the towns on this river. Portland, Krey'l, Portland, Krey'l, even up to the part of the river where you left from New York City and some of the slummy areas of New York City, to the point where, Allie, you look up at the top of this map and you see the neighborhood that your mother is living in.
He's
In
watching
very
you,
good
Allie.
detail.
You know, this will be a very valuable artifact someday.
And that is the highest compliment I could have expected to receive. Thank you, my friend. Quinlan, you've been pretty stoic so far. Anything you would like to contribute here, or...
He's just watching, listening, soaking in the vibe, and doing a little bit of meditating.
It's a good thing you are, too, because your natural breeze that kind of surrounds you as you move and, like, tussles with your hair and whatnot as you, like, move throughout would be disturbing some of the lighter maps on the walls if you weren't.
Yeah. Because, like, I keep it very tight in close to the body. And, like, in here, I really don't want to mess with his organizing system. So I'm just trying to be behaved.
And he, and then Kennedy kind of looks to you again, Zog, and goes, now, what I would ask is if you would prefer a copy or if you would prefer to keep this piece. I can make another one.
Oh, it's if you want to make a copy, that's all fine by me. They both same information on both of them. That's
Well, I
all good.
will admit, the way that I could make a copy, some of the information will be lost. Allow me. And he, like, takes a slip off of his desk and he puts his hands on the two corners at the top of this piece of paper, and you see magic like arc from his fingertips that aren't holding the corners, and he clasps them down and when you expect the paper to be ripped in twain, instead two of the exact same piece of paper appear in both of his hands.
So cool.
That's awesome.
But on the second piece, the one that was copied, you could see that this looked like a title page to, like, you turn open the inside of a book and it has, like, the title and the author and not much else.
Yeah.
The original copy says the mapper's techniques, and the copy says the mapper's techniques. Like, a couple of the letters are missing, like in weird random places, and he's like, yes, it is something I've still been working on. It helps with my work. I can make the fact that some detail is lost means that I can fill in new detail where I didn't know it before. But for a sold map, it might not be quite as helpful.
I look at. I mean, do any of like the landmarks go away, or is it just the writing?
It varies. For instance, on your copy, and he like takes it. The worst thing that has happened to something as I have copied it from this state is that it loses a lot of its color. And it seems that the more detail I put into something, the less detail is lost when I copy it, but the type of detail changes depending on the last things that I did to it.
Okay. I'm not too picky. I'm good with this copy. I just, I'm good with a map. I appreciate all you're already doing. Yeah.
It does give me something else to do
Yes.
with my hands, other than working on my opus.
I feel
So,
you there.
was there anything else?
I'm good. I look around the room. Good.
Excellent. Then if you could just do one thing while you're in town. I do need a vial of ink to continue my work. If you could, as you...
It's such like a
I hear
PlayStation 2
that.
video game quest.
I'm like, would this work? I actually have a vial of ink from my starter thing that I probably have been like casually using to fix my tarot cards as they get ruined.
As you hold up the like 3/4 full vial of ink to him, and he's like, and he grabs it and is like, well, that saves
you-
the trip.
Or we could bring you a new one too. I just have it
No,
if you need it now.
this is more than enough. You would be surprised how little is used in such an intricate process as this. Thank you so very much. Like,
Delete
that is
side
greatly
quest.
appreciated. Yeah, exactly. Like, I was just trying to give you something else to do in the town, but you got it taken care
Well, I
of.
have a task.
Oh,
Allie
you
has
do.
a task
Oh,
now.
you do. You held it up and the background like blurted out. What was it?
It's the Ripley Chandlers.
Oh, Ripley Chandlers, of course. Yeah. There you go. All right. So.
Thank you again.
Off to the obelisk with windows.
Oh, you're going to Lathander's temple.
Who's temple?
Sightseeing.
Lathander's. He is the patron god of the town. It is. I know I said goddess of the sky earlier. Yeah.
Redcon.
Retcon.
Gender is not. Do gods believe in gender? Really? Like,
Apparently
They
the
live
Christians
forever.
Some
don't.
games they do, some games they don't. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it obvious, but like, yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Some
Lathander
gods
could
do,
be.
some gods don't.
Lathander can be androgynous.
Yeah.
Is he though? No. In his depictions, he's kind of not.
Fair enough.
He has like a very, the illustration I saw gave him a very like chiseled chin and like, what the fuck was that? Oh my god.
Not enough gods are chubby. We need more chubby gods.
Oh no,
I
he is a
agree.
little chubby in his illustration. It's just like
Oh,
it's
okay.
like fit. It's like fit chubby. You know what I mean?
See, that's not.
Oh, he's
yeah.
slim thick.
Yes.
It's like-
I don't like how often I'm referred to as that.
Fucking ladybug. Ugh. Sorry, that was weird.
That's a way of saying full figured.
Yeah.
Person could have just misspoke. Yeah, of course. So anyway, Allie, you can mark off your vial of ink. If you want to continue
yes, I
fixing it,
deleted
if you
it
want to, if you want to continue fixing your tarot cards, you can go get a new one.
fair enough.
So as you ascend, or rather, coming back, you're going to Lathander's temple. Well, he is the patron god of the town. They might be in the middle of their ceremony right now.
Ooh, best time to go see it then.
I mean,
Private ceremony?
be my guest. Normally, if you don't worship Lathander, it's seen as a little, rude, touristy. Kind of like going into a church in the middle of mass. Like, if
Okay.
that No, no one.
We
Going
are
into a
tourists.
No, I get
So-
it. I get what you're saying. It just doesn't bother me. I don't.
fair enough. Well then, you're going to want to use the hilltop entrance, not the ascending entrance. That'll give you a view from the. That'll give you a better view.
Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. And please, do come by Kennedy Roosevelt's again if you ever need my services.
Absolutely.
So, you ascend back up the stairs for a couple of ticks, and then he goes, no, over there. And you see, in the middle of the floor, what appears to be a platform that is attached at 2 points. 4 points. 2 points. And it looks like it's just right in the center of where the room would be.
Okay.
And he
I go stand on it.
he goes stand on it.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is what he wants. No, look at this guy. Give his map. I'm good. I trust him. He lives in a hole.
Zog.
I watch what happens to Allie.
That was
Right.
curious.
Quinlan.
I will keep an eye on Allie, see how.
It's like a platform like
Beam me up, Scotty.
Is
Okay.
it just like
You're just-
an elevator without walls?
it's what it looks like. Kinda. But you don't
All
see
right.
but you
I'm gonna
didn't
hop
see
onto that because
here's
I
the
know
thing.
those.
It looks like a platform for an elevator, but you don't see you will join Allie. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Willow and
Willow
Allie.
just flutters over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Willow and Allie
myself as
stand
well.
on. Okay.
I
But
hold
the thing is,
joy.
you don't see cables suspended attaching to these 2 points. You just see 2 points that look stronger than every other part of the platform. And as you go stand on it, he's like, much appreciated, as he grabs a lever on the wall and pulls it, and you feel yourselves raised up pneumatically from below as you ascend all the way up to the lip of the hole. It goes up at a very slight angle so that it meets up with the lip of the hole from where you walked down the stairs through the door.
Ooh.
Cool.
It's
And
kind of a. Whoa.
yeah. And he's like,
He's
careful on dismount, as you like look and you. Yeah, it's a little bit of an odd experience not having a handrail here, but there's no gap between the platform and the lip of the hole. So you can just like step off of the platform, but no handrails. Ugh, creepy. And as you all step off, Willow, you could have just flown up.
Shame.
it's a new experience.
As you see the platform descend back down, you see him like yell back up from the bottom of the hole. Do take care. And you see him pick up his brush and his crook again and go back to working on his map.
Guys, I think I made a new best friend.
What a fun
definitely-
NPC. I didn't expect the NPC to be as fun as it was, but how fun was that?
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He definitely lives up to his rumors.
Kennedy Roosevelt. One of my new favorite NPCs I've ever made.
We love it.
So,
Just a couple of quick small hand motions and then just letting the breeze out for a moment to its full extent.
you fart a little.
Not this again!
That's such a Dono thing for me. Like, that's such a Dono DM moment. Like Dono would say that. I'm channeling him because he's not here today. It's
Of course.
Quinlan, I guess I didn't notice that you constantly had like a literal aura around you until
Yeah.
you took it away. That's so surreal.
Yeah, that was freaky. That was like I
It
didn't
kind of-
realize the noise it made until like it was so quiet.
It made me a
It's-
little lonely with it gone, actually.
It's
Smothered it down. I typically keep it very close to myself, but
It is such
with
a
everything in
gentle
his-
force. It's like the softest breeze blowing through your hair. Not even enough that a dandelion seed would float on it, but it's just enough for you to know it's there.
How poetic, Dippy. Like, sincerely, just...
I'm a DM. It's what I do. And so you continue, and walking out of Kennedy Roosevelt's map makers. What do you do next? You said you kind of said you were going to the Lethandarian temple.
Yeah, I'm curious.
All right.
I would think with the reaction from Kennedy, it might be a good idea if we went as a full.
What do you
Or
mean?
he seemed apprehensive and concerned that we were going to the temple.
Oh, I think we're fine.
This is just opening up the possibility that Sundial and Burke go to that temple and are already causing havoc in it. That's the other part of this, is that where you guys don't go is the best place for the other two to go
Yes.
so that you
I
can meet
love
back
that.
up at the end. So the options I've presented to you will be presented to them, but I gotta push them towards wherever you guys don't go.
Or they just go
Yes.
there after / before us.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. So, where do you go next?
To the temple.
Any other votes? To the temple?
I'm good with that.
To the temple. All right, off to the Lethandarian temple. You ascend the hill, passing the Baleen Inn, passing a couple of other, looks like just spotty
Oh.
residential shacks and homes.
We passed the Baleen Inn. It did, Allie, did you want to go in there? That dude was, like, the... Kennedy said something about the guy that you were looking for might be there.
Yeah. I'm kind of resigning myself to the fact that I'm just gonna have to help my deadbeat dad, but like,
Would you like me to go in and check?
I mean, I guess we're just looking for a guy who looks sad, right? Because that's kind of what was insinuated. Is he kind of looks lifeless. Or we could-
Yeah.
I mean, we should walk in and yell Ripley.
A funny thing, the way he described how Ridley is living his life now was very similar to the demeanor that your dad posed at the party.
Dippy. The player, does not remember, but was there a trigger that caused, what is his name? Orin?
Orin.
Orin? My father. To
Yeah.
snap out of it for a moment? Was there a moment
Dono
that...
casting a Dispel Magic on him.
Okay. I don't have that spell, so... but I know that. Allie knows that was what
Yes,
caused that.
yes,
Okay.
you do know that. I will give you that for free. Allie was, like... Allie saw the switch when Orin had Dispel Magic cast on him by Sundial. You saw Sundial cast the spell. Like, it's a spell
then
that you've seen him cast before. And that's what... You make that connection.
I think that it would be more beneficial to do this when Sundial is with us so that he can use Dispel Magic and I can pick this man's brain for details.
I mean, I have...
Do you have that spell? Because I don't. I don't specialize in that.
other things. Like, I can lift a small... Oh, I do. I just straight up have Dispel Magic, too. Yeah, I can
Oh.
do that.
You do? Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot that you did. There you
Well,
go.
then
I
sure.
forgot that I did. So, like, I can help you out with that.
We probably shouldn't interrogate him in the bar, though.
I feel like that's the area most
Might-
people get interrogated.
He might panic, though. Like,
Why would he panic? We're not there to hurt him.
I
or
don't know. I
anything,
just
right?
feel like if you're suddenly taken out of like a magical spell that kind of like suppresses strong emotions, when you suddenly get those back, it might cause. Maybe. Well, let's just do it.
Yeah, let's just go vibe check.
Get a
All
room.
right. So you pass the Baleen in and stop, have this conversation, turn around, and enter in.
Perception check to see if I see him.
Okay.
Looks like
First
he
of
might be
all,
under the
let me
effect of-
describe this real fast.
Yeah.
As you approach the door, you notice that there isn't a door. You notice that it is like thin strands of baleen. Very thin, like long, flexible bones from the insides of whales' mouths that helps them filter feed fish, filter feed plankton and whatever.
Thank you for clarifying, because I was just about to ask what's baleen.
Yeah, baleen is basically these are whale teeth, but they're about as thin. They're like between the breadth of hair and like finger bones, and they're longer. Like,
Okay.
I gotta double check that my science is correct
Yeah,
on that. 1 second.
They used to use the Braylene in corsetry. Thus the whalebone corset.
A filter feeding system inside the mouths of baleen whales. Yes. It is baleen hair. It is called baleen hair. A baleen plate can be, depending on the species, it can be anywhere from 1.6 to 11.5 feet long and weigh up to 200 pounds. The
Whoa.
fringes are called baleen hair or whalebone hair. Interesting. Okay, so yeah. So you see that this is kind of like, you can tell that this is decorative. This is not actual baleen.
Okay.
It's made to emulate passing through baleen. And as you enter inside, it's interesting. There are a lot of dark colors, but there are also shimmery caustics kind of dancing along the walls at all times. As you look down and see that the floor is like a clear force of energy over an open pool of constantly moving water. You know when you look in a pool and you see the lines along the bottom of the pool? From the light passing through the water weirdly as the water kind of waves and undulates. Those are called caustics, and those caustics are being reflected onto the walls of the inn. Kind of like 1970s under the sea prom dance vibes.
Okay. I love that.
But in the form of a bar, in the medieval 1300s, with magic and shit. And you see the kind of like nautical theme, a lot of anchors, a lot of like ropes, and you've been to a fisherman's restaurant before.
Yeah.
Same kind of vibes. However, it is distinctly smelly. There's something. It smells. Smells like a smelly smell that smells smelly. It smells like fish in here, like constantly. A little off-putting, but you can see kind of behind the bar what appears to be a Triton. They stand pretty clear, like 5'11", 6 foot tall behind the bar. Very smooth skin, kind of like, they kind of look like a cross between a dolphin and a human. Very smooth, very smooth skin. No
Are you
snout.
sure? Are you
no
sure it's
snout
not a
specifically.
whale? Like we're expecting a dolphin. We might end up with a whale.
Yeah.
Weird callback to my childhood.
Weird callback, but a great one nonetheless. Take an inspiration point, Deadly.
That was good.
Sure.
Also, by the way, wonderfully role played. You get an inspiration point, and Allie, you get an inspiration point for your interactions with Kennedy Roosevelt.
I'll take it.
Yes. So you kind of walk in and you see this dolphinoid. They again, like, there's a clear patch where they're like their underbelly, or where their chest and their belly kind of have a white coloration to them, where the rest of them has a very gray coloration to them. No hair to speak of. Bald, very smooth, aerodynamic. You see what appears to be kind of like remnants of like a fin on his forearm, but it looks like it's been like, because he hasn't swum as much as he would if he were still an active living in the water Triton, it's gotten weaker. And you can kind of see like these big round, like black and like dark brown eyes set into his head. Not full on like gray alien look, but getting there. Baleen is the same material as your fingernails. I was thinking about that. Like, yeah, it's kind of like felt like you walked through fingernails. Really, really long fingernails.
I hate that.
I hate that.
Yeah.
You get used to it. And it is... and he kind of looks up and sees the four of you come in and is like, "Oh, well, indeed. Newcomers. Welcome to the Baleen Inn. It's a pleasure to have you in here. Bar's open space. Tables are also open space. If you're looking for food, you can take whatever seat you like. Otherwise, just feel free to mingle."
I love his accent. I love his voice. I just sort of throw that out there.
It's one I haven't dipped into much.
I love it.
Kind of sounds like one of the Beatles.
Yeah, it's West Country English. Kind of like not Welsh, but close. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have we're actually looking for someone. Maybe you could help us.
Well, if I can see them around, I might be able to help you. But shoot.
Looking for a Mr. Chandler's, Mr. Ripley Chandler's.
Mr. Chandler's.
I have one of his maps, and I wanted to ask him some questions. I pull out the map that he made.
And he looks and he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, he might be up in one of the private accommodations. I haven't seen him down here yet. I could have someone go get him for you if it's urgent."
Yeah, I'd greatly appreciate that.
And he looks over to you and is like, As he, I can't do the noise, clicks like a dolphin, calling one of his friends over, just like, that's not at all.
It does.
There's a way you can do it. Hold on. There's a way you can do it. It's like, kind of like that.
That works.
And he calls one of his, like, not barmaids, servers. One of his servers over, and he's just like, "Could you go up to Mr. Chandler's room and retrieve him? He has guests." And the servant, who looks like a younger Triton, kind of in the same vein, looks at him and he's just like, again, clicks like a dolphin. I can't do the noise right now. And goes and walks over up the stairs to the a floor above, and you have a couple minutes. As they pass, and he comes back. I was about to say, like, anytime, guys. As he comes back with a, as he sorry,
Awkwardly staring down the bartender.
Yeah. and he just kind of stands there like, "Get you anything to drink?"
No, I'm good.
Do you serve fish here?
What's that?
Do you serve fish here? It smells like you serve fish here.
Oh, not exactly. That's kind of
sorry,
just
cat. It's one of my favorite foods. Sorry. Is that rude? I don't know. I'm just stop talking. Sorry.
My apologies. It's didn't really put on as much of my natural deodorizer as I normally would have this morning.
It smells good. Not like in a.
And he like puts one of his hands up to his heart, and he's just like, "Well, thank you. I appreciate that." A lot of people kind of insult me.
Smelled like he tasted good. That was a bit bad.
A lot of people kind of make fun of me for the way I smell. I really do appreciate that. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I thought I lost internet for a second there. I thought it was me. Okay, did you hear what I said? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Moving on then.
Could I get some water? Non-salt.
Everyone's just throwing
Thank you
haymakers
for the
at this
clarification.
guy.
As he, like, turns around and... huh?
No, I just said it feels like everyone's throwing haymakers at this guy.
Yeah. And he just, like...
Well,
And he just like turns around and he grabs what looks like a hose off of the wall, like a bar hose, not like a garden hose.
Yeah.
And just like fills up a glass. A tall,
not a garden
thin-
hose, so a fire hose?
No, like you've seen. Oh,
Like
God.
a soda fountain.
Yeah, like a soda fountain
Yeah.
hose. Yeah, and just
Yeah.
like, and it just fills up. This does look like bubbly water since you asked for no salt. Kind of like mineral water almost.
Cool. I'm already salty enough. I'm not looking to add more to the mix.
As you take a sip, it's like a weird sensation. It's like you're drinking a soda, but there's no flavor other than water. This is it's like mineral water.
I met.
Now this is the spot. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the attendant comes back with a very dour-looking man in tow.
I would
kind
like
of
to know,
like-
Willow is tapping the counter, trying to get his attention to get a drink right now, but can't speak, so it's just.
And he just like goes over and is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, what could something I could get for you?" And caught him in a
Willow.
bad. The bartender is asking you if you'd like anything to drink, Willow.
She
Oh,
said,
God.
I think she wants something good to drink. She's miming like thumbs up. That's what she put in the chat, so.
Derby. All right. And he's like, well, I could. And he just kind of like offers up a pre-bottled beverage, and it looks like, and he looks and he says, one of my personal favorites, and you see on the label, Fisherman's Choice, and it looks like a mixture of kind of looks like it's a mixture of word, brain, think, like an IPA, but with flavor notes of like salted caramel or like saltwater taffy.
I dropped it in the chat.
There you go. And with that, the dour-looking man, dressed in a way that you imagine a mountain climber would. Heavy coat, like long, like cargo pants, like fur-lined collar, and wearing what appears to be. Have you ever seen mountaineering goggles? Mountaineers wear goggles that are like white goggles that have like two slits cut in them to limit the amount of light that's coming through but not limit your vision. Wearing a pair of those, and attached to his back what looks like what could easily be assumed to be a quarterstaff, but it's actually a walking stick, which he probably uses as a quarterstaff. and he just kind of is following behind this attendant, very dour, very like downtrodden, but also stoic. Like, just, he's keeping a brave face, but that brave face is downturned to a frown. And he goes down the stairs, and he is presented to you by the attendant, and he looks at you, and he goes, I wasn't expecting company today. Is there something that I can do for you?
I think that there's something that can be mutually beneficial to the both of us. Would you mind sitting? Can we sit for a moment? Me and my companions have one of your maps.
I can. And he just like looks over at a table that, in a way that like, oh, that's my favorite table. And
We can go over there.
and he like approaches and he sits down on the end of that table. As you, it's kind of like a ring around the rosy table where you slide in and you can like, the booth wraps around the table.
The corner booth.
Yeah, kind of like a corner booth, yeah. And it just kind of wraps around. And the table itself, while textured and painted this way, isn't flat nonetheless, like the back of a clam, of a giant clam. Kind of ridges and purple and white and, yeah. Kind of sits and just like, hand on table, fist on face.
Ripley, may I call you Ripley?
That's what most people call me.
And I look at Zog. I only have a few seconds. Do you remember making this map? And before we even do the whole dispel magic, I just want to see where he's at of memory wise. I slide the map
And
in
he
front
kind of like looks down at it. You can't he like removes the mountaineering goggles and you see deep set dark bags under his eyes. And he just kind of like, it looks like one of the mountains that I climbed. I don't know which one though. And he looks again down at it, looking for like a title or like distinguishing marks. Oh, I put away all my dice. There we go. And with a 16 on the die, he's like, this is Platinum Pike. And he kind of like rubs his temple like, oh, it's been a long time since I went up there. Are you planning on going up there?
Yes, actually.
And he kind of like moans, long and tired. Just, I didn't like that mountain very much.
Why not?
Dadley, would you
I don't know.
Who?
dispel magic? I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Zog, could you please do the?
heal
Can
him
we? Can we help him? You know,
Yeah,
the thing that we talked about.
I put my hand on his shoulder and I cast Revivify. No.
trying to bring his spirit back from the dead.
Lesser restoration. Get rid of the bags under his eyes.
Right?
Where? I just had Dispel Magic. I cast Dispel Magic. Yes.
As you lay a hand on his shoulder and you cast Dispel Magic, you see the same shift. His eyes open like just a little bit, and he looks up at the table, and he looks like at you, Allie, and you, Zog, and you, Quinlan, and he's just like, some of that vivacity comes back to his eyes, and he's like, where am I? Where?
Pause. We don't have a lot of time, Ripley. I need you to answer some questions in quick succession, okay?
Okay, I'll do what I can. Who are you? Sorry?
My name is Allie, and
Allie.
I'm going to the top of Platinum Peaks, or Pike. What is in the center where you have it marked?
Jesus Christ. He doesn't say that. Fine.
And I point to the
Sorry.
spot that he didn't finish on the map.
And he goes like, guns above. No, you're not going up there. Wait, unless you're, oh my God, wait, you're gonna deal with her? Are you? It's,
Answer my question, and yes.
and he looks down at the map again and he sees the spot that didn't get drawn in. Okay, the contour line, the top one on here, the one like after where all the detail is lost, is the elevation where she stays. It should look something like a little, like a cottage that really doesn't belong on a mountain. It looks so precarious. I was going up there because my family was in trouble, and I thought that if I made a deal with her, that she would take care of my family, and she. And you see like a strain, as if even dispelling the magic within him isn't enough for him to say the terms of his deal. Or what happened as the result of the terms of his deal. And he just... and then, and continues as if he said it perfectly coherently. And he goes, and ever since then I've just been wandering through life. Please... You would be helping out a lot of people if you went up there and took care of her. Like,
Speaking of people, was there a Goliath there? That looks kind of like...
when I went up, I didn't see one. She told me about all of her previous, deals that she made, and what a... As he, strains again. What a bargain it would be. I feel it coming back. Tell my wife and children I love them if you find them again. As he, leans down and clutches his head, as if he's in agonizing pain. And, he, you got one more for me if you need? As you feel like he has time to answer one more question.
I look at my... I don't know what else to add. I'm baffled. I don't know what else to add.
Where's BB Cooper's treasure? No.
What is the wind speed velocity of an unladen swallow?
God, dude.
No, Zog, Zog
Phrase is
pointing,
so good.
Zog pointing to the map. What was the route you took up?
He, places a finger at, a point at the base of the mountain where he started, and he draws a line with his finger, and he gets about halfway up and stops. And you look and you see that his dour nature, his nature has returned to him. And he, looks at the finger, looks at his own finger on the map, and he takes it off, and he's just, looks at his hand and is like, I don't know what you just did, but now I have a splitting headache. And he just, puts his hand to his head and just...
lesser restoration.
Okay, and
Hopefully
you,
to get rid of the headache.
and you, wash over him, and he, as his head goes from his head down across his eyes, and then as he drops, his eyes change, and they look at you with a deep-set fire, with a deep-set fire, as you hear a voice, as you, Zog, hear a voice that only Allie has heard up to this point, and it goes, temper, temper, as it fades away into an echo in your mind, and
Ad
you
break's
see...
coming in 5 seconds.
Huh?
Ad break is coming right now.
Oh shit! We'll be right back. Ah! Wow, thank you.
I didn't.
Hello and welcome back. So, oh, I like the images that I generated. It looks nice. Anyway, welcome back. So, the party has just had an encounter with a second person under the spell of a hag. Mother Time, I believe is what I named her. But time as in T-H-Y-M-E, not time as in T-I-M-E.
You never have enough time in your soup.
Exactly.
Sorry.
I love that.
Something
No,
say when
I love
make
sentences
soup.
like that. Sentences that garden path sentences, and like a sentence that you think is going one place and then it ends up in a completely different one. I love those types of sentences. There's a subreddit for them, actually. I think. Anyway,
There's a subreddit for everything.
there is. Anyway, as Zog, you hear echo in your mind a voice that only Allie had heard up to this point, going, "Temper, temper." As it fades into like an echo in just the back of your memory, and you see his face shift from that angry look. You blink, and it's like sad again. It's like just goes back to how his face looked. It almost like his bone structure shifted when that voice was appearing to you.
Did anybody else hear that?
Judging from the face shift, you heard her now too.
Yeah, no, I heard some. Yeah, some witchy vibes.
Well, now she has to die. She's fucking with my friends.
Is he your friend, or because I heard her voice one time, she's fucking with me?
I don't know this man.
I don't feel
As Ripley looks at you and is just like, I get that a lot from people.
Ripley?
Thank you for the help with the map. Slide the map back to me.
I helped you with a map. And as you take the map away from in front of him again, and you see just like, ooh, like deep set short form memory wipe. Like, he doesn't even know why he's sitting at this table right now.
Oh, sorry, you go.
I was just muttering. I was just muttering under their breath real fast. If anybody catches it, that it's almost worth putting him out of his misery. Just like very quietly. Try not to be louder for here, but it's like an inside thought that came outside real fast.
Yeah. Oh God.
Do I have any good spells for that?
No.
Well, no. I'm trying to think because I do a lot of magic bullshit in this campaign, and I'm trying to think.
You know one thing that actually would help if you had it?
What?
Sleep.
I don't have that.
My first thought was life transference.
I'm
Good
gonna grab
God.
a cast iron skillet.
Smack! Take a fucking nap.
And like, I mean, if you want to do that.
I cast resurrection. No.
Oh fuck. Oh. By the way, Zoc,
Yeah.
thank you for reminding me. Your staff has been glowing the entire time that you've been here. Sorry.
Is it?
Hadn't
So
brought
I
it
don't-
up to this point.
When does it recharge? Does it recharge when I rest or just overnight?
It recharges at dawn, I think, is
Okay.
how we said
Okay,
it.
so I have. All right, so I
It
have all
recharges
five
at dawn.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. I will actually look at your item here.
You touch a dead. It's the rod of something.
The
I
Rod
like
of
the skillet
Resurrection.
idea.
Yeah. It recharges one charge at dawn.
That's right. And I think I made it
So-
so that your staff only has one charge. As
No, it has-
it's implemented. No, you got it as a full item because of Dapper Millionaire. I
Yes.
forgot, yeah.
Yeah, it has 5 charges. I can spend 1 charge to cast heal, or all 5 to cast true resurrection,
That's
or just resurrection.
That's
One of the two.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
right
it's
now-
been recharged for a couple. It's been recharged for a little bit now. Because,
Yeah.
and
haven't
it
used
is
it since we're in hell.
brightly glowing.
Oh, all right. I gotta take care of this really quick.
and you see the little reflective surface with the structure of a face. And it is not one that you recognize.
Okay.
And it is very faint. You remember that, like, you had to get closer to where the person actually was for the effect.
Oh. I gotta go find this person?
Yes. This is a game of hide and seek.
I cast...
With corpses.
You know, a corpse isn't a living person, right?
Are you
A
going to
corpse
try
is-
to cast locate creature on the...
I was gonna say locate object.
Oh god, I think we talked about this before, didn't we? Is a corpse
I
an
don't remember.
object? I think we talked about this before. I will tentatively restate that for the purposes of the spell locate object, it can work as long as the person is dead. But when they come alive again, the effect will fade, I think.
Have I said how much I love playing a spellcaster? That being said, I am running so low on spell slots. Oh,
Yeah, you are. I
where's
finally...
locate? Oh wait, do I not have it prepared?
Uh-oh.
Can I just search?
You have somebody who's really good at perception.
Yeah, but this is a secret.
Is
it?
Your
I don't-
trident is glowing violently.
Hey guys, my trident wants me to resurrect somebody.
Oh. Do you need help?
Do you recognize that? And I show the reflection to Allie.
Roll up perception check to see if I've seen that place.
Okay, so the reflection that you see is a facial structure.
Is there anything behind it though? Like, does it have any reflection of its
faint.
environment?
The distance between what it's trying to resurrect and where you are right now is far enough that this is a very faint thing so far. You would have to start walking to see if it gets clearer.
I don't think we're close enough.
I don't have locate object prepared.
Damn.
Pull a tarot card.
I cast command.
Which way should we go?
You cast command.
No, command.
What would you
Trident.
even command the trident to do?
I think we should move
Dim.
toward the houses.
Huh?
We should
Dim.
move toward the
Dim.
town.
Wow.
Move towards the town. Okay, yeah.
I pulled the comfort card.
the comfort card. Okay.
Just like comfy, cozy beds and shit.
Okay. All right, let's go. I'm gonna follow Allie.
The blind leading the blind.
The blind leading the blind.
Come on,
All right.
Quinlan. I'm not allowed to travel without you. Come on,
And
Willow.
Willow, yeah.
Quinlan's
And
not
he
allowed
just-
to travel without you.
He falls in. Quinlan just falls in.
Ellie's gonna pretend to be walking with a purpose. I know where I'm going. I've been told to lead the group. We're going.
As you go a little deeper into the town, you notice that, like, going down the hill again, you see a lot of residential, like sparse residential, like houses kind of scattered along roads that branch off of this main one. And the main one ends in a circular terminus where there is a little rotunda of shops. Like, there's a couple of shops kind of circling around this, and then there are branches that come off and lead to people's homes.
It,
Walking down the hill, Zog, you notice your staff, the image in your staff clarifying a little bit. It's gone from a very dim facial structure to some facial features starting to coalesce. You see a very large, wide mouth, kind of like, looks like full of sharp, gnashing teeth. You see a rather bulbous looking nose appear in the middle of the face. You see a couple of beady eyes, kind of like, and you notice this is looking more and more like the bartender that you saw, but instead of a dolphin, a shark.
I don't. No, I gotta bring this guy back. He's a water folk, and they have a soft spot in my heart.
And continuing to walk, you see that the staff is glowing like its radiant glow. Allie, you feel a compulsion born from both the card you drew and the nature of Zog's item, drawing you a little in like from the rotunda to the left, and you follow this instinct that you kind of feel from your lore and from your friends.
Intuition.
Your intuition, that's the word. To what looks like a separate little pond full of pond scum and
think it's in there.
garbage. And as you look, Zog, you see the background kind of come into view of underwater.
I just found locate object. I did have it prepared.
We
I'm out
didn't
of
need it.
I'm out of second level spell slots.
No.
Oh.
I could have upcast it. It's fine. We found it anyways.
Yeah.
Allie knew exactly what they were doing. They had a plan.
They did not know what they're doing. They were just winging it.
Yeah.
Dippy's just being kind.
We're by this pool.
Mm-hmm.
Do I sense I'm close enough that I can cast it?
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, you're gonna have to get in. That's
have-
gross.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm
Good
gonna have
luck
to
with that.
baptize this shark.
You got a what?
Oh, he steps back.
Baptize?
Baptize.
He's being reborn.
Oh, you know what?
In the
That's very
water.
fair. What's say? Allie, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Oh.
I'm just stepping back. Allie stepping
Oh.
back.
Allie's stepping
Man's getting
back
I said,
away from
back.
the water.
I'm like,
yeah.
no, thanks. Water
Right.
and it's gross. Pass.
I step in the water.
Yeah.
It's fine.
The algae kind of like sinks under your feet below the water surface, and you like step on it, and it feels gelatinous under your foot.
It's fine. I took my boots off first. This sucks. I didn't want to walk around with wet shoes.
You walk a little deeper in, and you feel the mud of the bottom of this pond, like squelching between your toes and kind of crawling up your leg, like deeper and deeper you go. When it gets up to your chest, the smell hits you. And just a putrid, rotten, like decaying smell, almost like dying fish. And you notice that this pond has a very toxic air about it. There are mayflies everywhere on the other side of the pond that you are like kind of approaching.
Is he
Alright.
close enough?
You feel the staff like ring to life in your hand as you get up to about your chest height. And
Alright.
you like that's when the sensation of the algae kind of like surrounding your neck hits you.
Yep.
As your feet start to slowly sink into the peat at the bottom of the pond.
Okay. You guys have fun.
I had a
I'm
terrible.
gonna beat your.
I have a terrible
gonna
joke
beat-
that I'm gonna do at the end of the session after
Okay.
stream.
You guys, I'll meet you back at the boat. You don't have to hang around for this because it takes me an hour to cast.
Does it?
Yeah, resurrection's an hour. Yeah.
I forgot about that as well.
Yep.
So you're gonna spend
I
an
mean, we can-
hour in this pond, and this with kind of the direction the sun is going, like kind of the height of the day, you feel like this is gonna be the last thing you want to do
Yep.
for the rest of the day.
Yeah. No, I'm good. You guys head back to the boat. I'm gonna. I'll be here.
I'm gonna throw out there that like it's really cool that your deity lets you resurrect the dead, but it's kind of like shitty that she makes you wade through putrid water to do it. I'm just gonna.
Who
I'm
says
just
that
gonna throw that out
Umberly is
there.
the one deciding who to resurrect?
I mean, but she's like the goddess of water. She could just like not have him wading through gross ass water right
Yeah,
now. But
and
like she's
she
choosing
Again,
not to.
who says Umberly has any say in what the staff chooses?
Allie believes that she is making him wade through this putrid water.
Believes that Umberly is doing this.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Oh, what little you know.
Because she gave it to him.
Yeah.
Yes, but also the staff was enchanted without her knowing.
Yeah. So the rod came kind of
later.
We never established an in-game reason why my staff can do, or my trident can do this now.
Yeah, you just woke up and it was there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the nature of it, is that you got it as a prize from winning the Who Wants to Be a Dapper Millionaire at the point that you did. And there didn't really need to be an in-game reason because it was a reward.
Yeah, so...
But I didn't say from who.
But
I look at
in-game,
everybody...
doesn't know that.
Yeah. I'm like, I actually really don't mind this. Like, I want to stress that. Like, it doesn't... The ocean isn't always a beautiful smelling place, and I get that. It doesn't bother me.
As a fish head and skeleton surface right next to Zog's face.
We all eat meat. There's nothing weird about it. It's pre-dinner. Or post-dinner, depending on how you're looking at it.
I look at Quinlan, I'm like, I think he's got goddess delusions going on. I think we're not gonna get through to him on this.
Definitely has some sort of a brain worm.
Yeah. Washing, even. He needs a washing after this for sure, but like there might be some washing happening up there.
Oh yeah, he's not coming down to the boat. He's gonna go next to the boat and we're gonna throw him soap. There's no way I'm dealing with this stench.
Dog, you hear all of this.
Yeah, I'm used to it. It's fine.
Well,
I mean, how often do all of us stand around talking about each other right in front of each other?
Zog
We're just all
is
like
having flashbacks to being a kid that grew up on a boat and like playing in the mud and whatnot and being like, Mom, Dad, I'm a swamp monster. And they're like, that child is not entering the boat until a 12-hour shower.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll leave.
You are going to walk out of this place a swamp monster.
Yeah.
And you start casting the spell.
yep.
And time passes. Does the party leave the side of the pond?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to split for a second here at the end of this episode here. So the
I'm
rest
just
of
gonna
you,
go
the three
back
of
and
you...
put cleaning stuff out for Zog, like on the edge of the dock, so that he can get it without getting on the boat. That's my, and I'm just gonna go hang out
You just
in the
hang
sun.
out on
I'm
the
gonna
boat
get
then?
like some nice sun. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm gonna
there you go.
start making dinner.
Ah, even better. I'll have you make a cooking check. Just a cook's utensils proficiency, and I'll say, do you want the dinner to be simple, complex, or simple, air quotes, complex, or homemade? Those are your choices, and that'll determine what skill you use.
I'm gonna go with simple, homemade, something quick and easy that can be thrown together.
That's
like
two choices. Pick one.
Simple.
You can double your proficiency.
All right.
For context, you can double your proficiency for simple. For complex, I would have said you would need to use your dexterity, and for homemade, I would say you would use your intelligence or your spellcasting stat, which is, or no, you don't cast spells. You're a monk. You
Yeah.
your highest. Actually, simple, double your proficiency. Complex, double or not double. Use your highest physical bonus, and homemade, use your highest mental bonus out of your 6 stats.
Okay.
Wow, I just came up with that just now. That's really fun. I like that.
If you look what I posted.
Where?
General.
Oh, look at you.
Also, Willow is gonna be contemplating life.
There you go. Yeah.
Who's going to be contemplating life?
That's what was put in the chat.
Yes. All right.
You said
You
dark bookshelves.
There you go. So, all right. What'd you get for your cooking?
All right. Double proficiency. And you said which skill for simple?
You just double your proficiency.
Just double the person. Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to be sure because tinnitus has been really loud the last few days.
I'm so sorry.
So that's a
22.
Because
Think for a minute.
plus 8.
Think for a minute describing what you make, and I'll come back to you. Zog. As time passes, as you're standing in this pool, you're feeling like little kind of nippers. You know, like the fish that clean your feet if you stick your feet in a pool of them?
Yep.
You're feeling that all over whatever exposed skin is under the water. And you're just not thinking about it. You're just like, nope, I'm doing this because it has to be done.
I am deep in prayer. Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of your hour, before you lies upright in the water a very large shark-headed triton. Again, big wide mouth with gnashing teeth, a big like kind of like outstretched bulbous nose, and beady black eyes, deep set into a rounded off skull. You see a dorsal fin kind of like on the area between his neck and the top of his back, and he just lays outstretched big meaty human hands and like body of like a muscular guy. It's just like big like kind of like elephant tree trunk feet with distinct enough toes that it could be, you know, a humanoid foot if you were looking at it. And he kind of like
Welcome back, big guy.
he kind of like floats and like sits like chest above water, look kind of like you have, and he's like, Ramu back. And he just like looks around him and looks down into the pond, and he's just like, British hand back. I feel again.
Yeah.
You bring Ramu back?
I did Umberly, but I do the action.
As he kind of like looks up into the sky as you kind of gestured up, like Umberly, like, thank you, Umberly. As he like is learning to laugh again, like,
Yeah.
and he just like grabs you with a big fucking meaty hand, like thumb is wrapped around almost all the way to your collarbone, like,
Yep.
and he's just like, you do great service for Ramu. He repay you. I go get friend. He give you gift. He will be happy to see Ramu again. And he like wades through the water and like it's not even nothing, carrying you with him as you like kind of like start to ascend from the water. The color tone of everything that was resting below the water has shifted 2 or 3 hues of green. Deeper and darker and more disgusting.
It looks like I'm naked because now it just matches my skin color.
Exactly, yeah. And your flannel is ruined and like...
Oh, my flannel! I forgot I was still dressed from hell.
Yeah, whatever. His friend is the one who killed him. As he kind of like sets you down on the bank and is like, thank you. You will...
No problem.
Ramu will not forget this. And he like turns and like runs kind of in the direction of one of the homes in the town. Do you wait?
Oh, for damn sure. This man is way too interesting not to wait. Yeah.
Do you, more importantly, do you follow him or do you wait?
How secluded am I?
There's, this pond sat behind like 2 or 3 houses. And the road that these houses are on just kind of continues like down a winding path a little bit. Kind of imagine like a retirement home community full of condominiums that are just like, you like there's like house, little bit of road, house, little bit of road, maybe swap to the other side of the road, another house. And you get the feeling that this just kind of loops back to that rotunda you saw earlier.
All right, and I'm behind the houses.
Yes, you're behind the houses as of right now. And it, importantly, doesn't look like A, anybody's home, or B, anybody saw what you did. As you feel the staff's energy kind of like expended, and it returns to its magic of when it was just a trident before. For now.
Yeah.
You feel the energy begin recharging.
I strip down to my underwear. And I give it like an hour. I'm willing to wait for him for like an hour.
No need. He comes back in 30 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm in my underwear now.
He comes back 30 minutes after he leaves, bringing along a human in tow who does not look very happy to see Ramu alive. But Ramu has the biggest fucking toothy grin on his face and is just like, Ramu, bring you friend, as he gestures to the human and like pushes the human towards you. Are you still in your skivvies?
Yep. Yeah, I said an hour before I'm dressed. Yeah, I'm letting the clothes dry.
This man,
clean a bit.
Yeah, this man kind of looks you up and down, sees the trident on your back, sees everything else. And it's just like,
yep.
Takes another step closer to you so that he's like, he can whisper a little quieter than he was planning to. And he goes, why did you do this?
I was tasked to do this. I don't question what my god wants.
Well, you can tell your god that this is one of the worst and most cruel jokes he has ever told. And he like turns around and looks at Ramu again and just like smiles like, happy to see you again, brother. And just like shakes his head a little and like turns back to you, puts like 1 gold piece in your hand to qualify as a reward. And Ramu like claps like, thank you again, friend. Ramu, go back home now. I never forget you. You do great service for me. Umber Lee,
I couldn't
do
forget you
great
if I tried, buddy.
Umber Lee, do great service for me. And like, and then the guy turns his head and looks at you and just like, make an insight check on what he's about to do before I describe what he does, so that I can describe it properly.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good ass insight. That's 17 plus 9. What would that be?
26. He now has a name to put with the comment he made earlier. And he shakes his head in regret, and you feel like you have permanently pushed one person away from Umberlee's embrace forever. As he turns and he walks away with his brother, back towards the house that Ramu ran back to. And...
well, I also got one person a lot closer to her, so...
yeah. Time will tell. And you begin to walk back to the boat, passing people along the way, or rather, you take your time to finish, like, you dress yourself again, obviously, before you go anywhere. Or do you?
Yeah, I get dressed and whatnot. Yeah.
And you walk back through the town, kind of
nope.
still,
No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
still algeified, still sopping wet in some places, and kind of dry in others. Still green from the algae and the muck. People are actively avoiding you on the street. You smell terrible, and you look just about as bad as you smell. And as you pass by, you eventually make your way back to the dockside, and you see a bucket, a sponge, and frothing water inside of the bucket. And you see, like, a couple of people sitting on the dockside, dangling their feet, like, above the water, as you would do. They look over and see you, and see the cleaning supplies, and are like, what did you do, dump into Pister's Pond or something? As they, kind of, like, laugh at each other and high-five. Oh shit! as they high five.
That was beautiful.
Oh no! And, wait. Oh god, no, wait.
We made it so long.
No, we're good. She's back. Okay, the layout broke for just a second there. Sorry, guys. No worries. As you say, no, I slept with your mom. As they reach the pinnacle of their high five, and then all of a sudden their faces like drop, and they like, motherfucker, and they like pack up like their little metal lunch boxes, and they like get up from the pier, and they like storm off towards the dry dock again, as they're like, motherfucking son of a. Don't make a joke. like muttering under their breath, but you get the sense that like, ooh, you really fucking burned them with that one, bud.
I pissed them off.
Yeah. That's worthy of an inspiration point in and of itself. That
Zog
was
is
great.
tired, grouchy, almost out of magic.
Oh, by the way,
having it.
As soon as you like make that comment, you then immediately feel the like furor of the day, the drear of the day catch up with you, and you regain another level of exhaustion. You are up to 1 again with no greater restoration to restore it. And you just like, you're feeling rougher and rougher.
Yep.
Ooh, wind picked up a little bit. And if no one else has anything else they'd like to do, I believe that will be the end of our session today. So, from all of us here at ANIPOD, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you tuning in. I think some of the leftover disgust from describing Pisser's Pond was
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, just caught up with me for a second there. Oh god.
And make sure to tune in next time for this time again, and the time after that for last time.
Yes, exactly. So next week, Dono and Burke, or rather Sundial and Burke, will have their stories of Krey'l told. And if any of you are available next week, if any of you currently in the call are available next week, you're happy to join us. Maybe help us keep us consistent with time, not necessarily interacting with Sundial or Burke. And on that note, upcoming schedule, Monday. Oh.
ANIPOD Jeopardy!
Correct. With Brett.
Yes, the close DM Brett is going to be joining us as the next contestant.
That's right. I gotta update my episode list. Again. Give me 1 second. Yes.
And then Tuesday.
This
there'll
will
be no
make-
Crossroads. We just had it last week.
Yes, go check out that. Hold on. Is that right?
I did. Well, you update. And then Thursday, we're back to the Moonlit Mist, run by Brett, where you can find Dippy as a player. It is a Studio Ghibli or Ghibli, one of the two. Ask D&D campaign. That is a lot of fun. I got to
Yes,
guest
it's
on
very
it. It
fun.
was a fucking blast. And then following up the week after that for the Friday for this episode again of The Flip Side of the Party with Sundial and Burke.
Yes, so next week will be very fun. I guarantee it. Until then, thank you so much for watching and joining us. I've been Dippy, these have been my lovely players. You just watched the In-quyzz-ition, and until next time, your adventure matters. Roll for your initiative. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
Bye!